Hi, my name's Sim UK, this is Transport Fever, a game that I've been looking at for a long time but holding off buying, and I don't really know why. I just felt there was something about the game that didn't quite sit right. Massive fan of Transport Tycoon, I think it was, many years ago, completely different to this. Absolutely loved that game and have been waiting for something like this to come out for a long time. I don't know, there's just something about this game that was putting me off, but luckily the developers over at Transport Fever have provided a key which has in turn been passed on to me by the Hidden Levels. Thank you so much guys over there, Adam especially, top man. And here we are guys, we got an opportunity to have a look at this game and see whether I was right or whether I was wrong. I very much hope that I was wrong, and I've got to say, if I knew it had a soundtrack as good as this, I'd have just bought it anyway. But let's jump in, let's have a little play and see how we get on guys.
And rise to become the most powerful transport company in the most powerful country in the world.
Okay, option number one.
The old continent is constantly yielding great new inventions. Be part of this rapid technological progress and found numerous thriving transport companies in Europe.
Not quite as compelling as the American electorate, as it were. I'll tell you what's interesting. Britain are leaving the EU. So what are they going to do? Are they going to take us out of games like this? Will Britain feature in games like this? I think because of that alone, I was going to go America, but because of that reason alone, I better play Britain, just in case next time I come to this, we're not in it anymore. So let's have a go.
The railroad is currently conquering all of Europe. Right in the middle is a young alpine republic where a mighty mountain massif blocks the way to the sunny south. The rocky colossus can only be crossed with great difficulty.
Gotcha.
Time for a bold undertaking. Crossing the Alps from north to south. A railroad tunnel through the Swiss Alps will make our young nation the most important route from the North Sea to the Mediterranean.
I can see the relevance of that. Whoop! It looks great. I've got to say, even this looks fantastic. What are we doing? Are we loading? Are we finished? Are we ready? My mouse is not responding. I'm a bit concerned. I don't even think I'm recording anymore. Wow, guys. That took so long to load. I thought the whole thing had crashed.
It is August in the year 1872, and the construction of the Gotthard Tunnel can begin. No idea why we of all people have been awarded this monster project. Could it be that we are the only Swiss company that applied? Or was our bid so ridiculously low that no competitor could match it? The fact is we have 8 years and a very tight budget to build the longest tunnel in the world. And we've never built a tunnel before. So, let's get started.
I'm not sure if that was meant to be humorous, but it bloody well was. That made me chuckle. I like the music. I don't think I like it that much. So the first issue I have is that my mouse works when I go top, bottom and left. But if I go right, it's a little bit tricky. Now I have 3 screens. So the one I'm using is smack bang in the middle. So I don't understand why left works and right doesn't. But I can overcome that by using WSD on the keyboard. So that's not such a big deal. Let's just get rid of this a second. Okay, start.
3 railroad lines.
Oh my gosh, hang on.
Across the Alps. But once our bold project is complete, the Gotthard Railway will be the fastest, most direct connection between north and south. The hard Nice of the Gotthard Massif towers before us. We have enough workers, ragged but strong Italians who have hired themselves out for a pittance. But we aren't going to dig our way through the mountain with our bare hands. We have to transport the necessary equipment to the construction site at the northern portal.
That's pretty cool. So, deliver the first tools to the tunnel construction site. If I click on that, I assume it's going to take us there. No. Okay. Alright then. Build a depot and buy horse-drawn carts there that can carry tools. Then set up a line between the 2 truck stations and deploy the horse-drawn carts on it. Okay, great. So, this is the sequel to Train Fever. I'm sure any of you who have played Train Fever know kind of the game play, as it were. And the developers of both Train Fever and Transport Fever urban games are quite new to the game development world. Do you know, the mouse for me is back to front, so I'm going to struggle with that. It is completely back to front. I'm going to have to see if I can change that in settings, because it's completely counterintuitive. I want to move my view right. Oh, never mind. Anyway, that's something for me to deal with. Yeah, they're quite new to the game. Their first game released ever was Train Fever, which did remarkably well. Picked up a decent following, and I assume the majority of that following have followed over into Transport Fever. Now, the best thing about urban games that I've discovered, that I've read in my research, is that as part of Train Fever, they got a lot of feedback from the players, and they've used that to develop this game. Now, that's brilliant. The only other company that I can guarantee definitely do that is TML and Fernbus Coach Simulator. I think this might be the new way forward, because previously games like FIFA, Battlefield 1, they don't really care what we think. They've made millions upon millions of pounds, and they couldn't care less whether we're 100% happy or not, in my humble opinion. But that's not what these guys are about. Now, when it first came out, some people were critical, especially new players to the game were critical of it. They weren't sure what they were meant to be doing. The mechanics of the game itself was confusing, and it wasn't intuitive enough, and it wasn't guiding you enough in order for people to pick it up and just start playing with it, which is frustrating for anybody. In addition to that, Train Fever had a bit of a clunky looking UI and was a bit over statistical, and I think they've not dumbed it down but smartened it up in this game. So the onus is good, the potential is excellent, and they have been releasing patches. Now, there's some performance issues that they're going to address as well, and once the performance issues and the patches to make the game more playable or more intuitive have finished, then they're going to start improving the game. Now, I don't know what that means exactly, but you can almost guarantee that if you share with them your thoughts on this game, what you'd like to see, what you don't like, etc., 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 they will certainly listen, take it into consideration, and if they can, I think they'll put it into the game. Now, that, for me, shows real commitment from them, and I think deserves commitment from us, as it were, to be patient and helpful and constructive in our feedback. So that's what we intend to do here. Right. Now, I have never played Train Fever. I have never played this game. This is the first time I've ever loaded it. I haven't the faintest idea what I've got to do at the moment. So we seem to have 4 key areas. 5, in fact. Now, I assume this is our target city. This is the area where the tunnel begins. It looks like I'm correct there. And that looks like a truck to me. So I assume... So we're going to bring products to this train station from... I don't know where. Over here, perhaps? Yeah, it looks like over here. So the trains start here. This is a platform. Something here. I don't know what this is. What's this? That's a stone dump. Tools. Now, there was certainly a mention of tools, wasn't there? And we've got a partial track laid that goes down to here. So I assume what's going to happen is that the stone that comes out from the tunnel needs to be picked up and transported over to here. And the tools that are being made here need to be transported down to here. Right, let me just read this again briefly. Build a truck station at Altdorf Tools Factory. Difficult name to say that for me. Anyway, okay, so this is Altdorf, and we need to build a... What do we need to build? A truck station. Now, what the heck is a truck station? Oh, wow. There are some performance issues. It's kind of glitched out on me a couple of times already. So this is road building. What is this? Rail, road, road. So, depot, cargo, passengers. Ah, cargo, truck station. Got it. Right. Now, how applicable is this? Is that a road? It looks like that's a road. So it makes sense to me to build it nice and close. Like that. Build a truck station at Altdorf Tools Factory. They're a Swiss company. So for them, Altdorf is probably quite easy to ring off the tongue. But for me, it's a bit of a struggle. Okay, build a depot and buy horse-drawn carts there that can carry tools. Let's keep it all nice and close together as best we can. Well, why not? Too much curvature. Okay, can I spin this? No, that spins the camera. How do I spin the... Can I turn it around? How do I turn it around? What does this do? Rotate construction with M and N. There we go. Whee! Wow, that gets... Interestingly, that has a huge, significant effect on the price. 12.2k, 12.1, all the way up to somewhere around here, 17, 18k, 18.6k. So, yeah, spinning it around could save you quite a bit of cash. Wow, that's 22, 21. That's pricey. What about over here? 17, 16, 16. We'll go for that. So that just saved me 4 or 5k just by twisting it like that. So that's an interesting first point to note. Now, buy road vehicles. So we need horse-drawn carts. Now, over here on the right-hand side, it'll give you information about what cargo this particular thing can carry. Bear in mind, I've never played this game before, so I'm finding it fairly intuitive, but I am having to concentrate. So this is passengers, cargo types. Here we go. We're looking for tools. Tools is there. Now, what's the difference between this? Capacity 4, capacity 5. That is quite a significant price increase. 21,000 compared to 13,000, and your capacity is only increased by 1. So you're paying nearly twice the price for a quarter more capacity, which doesn't seem cost effective to me. So we'll go for the smaller one. Wow, again, a big lag there. It feels constantly like the game is going to crash. It hasn't crashed yet, but there's a few times I thought it was going to, which is a bit concerning. It says horse-drawn carts. So let's go for 2 carts then. So I've got 2. Perfect. No. See? I went ahead and bought the wrong thing there. How do I sell it? Oh, that's really annoying. Right. So I've just wasted some cash there. If you pick this one and you're checking it out and you think, yeah, maybe we'll go for that one, maybe we won't, and you close it down and open it again, it reverts back to Stagecoach. So that's a bit annoying, actually. I assume this is going to do the same. So interestingly, if you select freight, it will stick to it. But if you pick freight whilst the passenger is available, it'll just go to the top of the list. That's a bit of an annoying bug. So that's, if you're going to put patches in, it would be great if that just stayed on what I'm looking at, because you might think, oh, let me just close close that down and just check something. Okay, great, that all looks good. I want to go back and do that. It would be great if it opened up where you left off rather than revert back to the start. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, that's a mistake I made. I will have to live with it. What do we do? What do we do now? Then set up a line between the two truck stations and deploy the horse-drawn carts on it. Right, let's see if I can do that. How do I create a line? Right click. No, that just gives me control over the map. Don't want to upgrade. If I click on Altdorf Tools Factory, you can see here the requirements in order to create their products. The products that they create, the amount of products that they have created, and the limit, as it says here, is the maximum production per year. So that's pretty cool. How do I create a line? I don't know. Information, does that help me? And I'll be totally honest, I don't know if I'd be able to repeat that immediately without trying to figure it out. Right, so now I've done that. How do I... Right. What? So is that running now? No, I don't think that's running, is it? Is it running? Have I achieved this? Deploy the horse-drawn carts. Unable to find path to stop. What? What does that mean? See now, as I said a moment ago, I'm not sure I'd be able to repeat that. And I genuinely am now stumped as to how I got to that point in the first place. Ah. Oh, bum. Move over here out of the way. Right. Set line. Line 2. This is not overly straightforward. So I'm totally confused now. Okay, so they're coming out. Does that mean that they're doing the route I want them to do? Wow, that's costing me a lot of money. And where are they going? What are you actually doing, guys? So it looks like they're going to the right place. This is kind of cool, actually, I've got to say. Transport Tycoon was nothing like this. It does look like they're in water a little bit. Okay, that is working, I think. But we haven't... Oh, I see. As soon as he arrives there and delivers the tools, we'll have completed that. Right, okay. So speed this up a bit. Now the other one's off as well. So that's cool. I assume they're going to come down here, and I hate this mouse being backwards like this. So yeah, I assume they're just going to come riding around the corner and deliver the tools. And then we'll have completed that objective. Is that job done? Is that achieved now? We haven't achieved that objective. Ah, so there are now tools waiting here. So I don't really understand why the horses left. Why would you leave when there's nothing to... You know, when you have no cargo? So that's going to cost even more money, which is a bit annoying. We'll just speed it up and see what happens. It's Christmas time in the city. Okay, so this time it appears that we actually have tools on the cart. Days are going past. It's not... That might look like quite a short route, but no. It's taking approximately a month to transport tools from that factory to here. I'm not sure how I feel about that timescale, to be honest with you. But anyway, right. I'm assuming that we'll have completed this objective any second now. So we made some money.
Now the mountain is being hollowed out. Amazing how much rubble builds up. It is impossible to haul all of that away with horse-drawn carts. We need a proper rail line so that we can remove the gigantic amounts of excavated material from the construction site.
Of course. Close the gap between the highlighted track ends, display the contour lines using the overlay menu, and orient yourself with the terrain in order to get by without tunnels and bridges. That saves money. If you lay the track in small steps, they adapt to the terrain better. Okay, it's a good tip there. So, again, there's no sort of instruction on how to do that, but I think I may have figured it out. Oh, no. And we need something like this. So you raise and lower with M and N keys. All right. Let's try and keep this as tight to the road as possible. I think that makes sense. Straight lines, I assume, are going to be cheaper than curved lines. Oh no, that's raised up quite considerably there. Let's try making that a bit shorter. There we go. I don't know if you saw that, but see how that's turned into like a bridge? There's no need to do that if you make shorter trips. You can just build up earth, which is considerably cheaper. Let's compare that. So that's 80,000 K. Wow. I don't know which is cheaper. I think maybe the bridge would have been cheaper, looking at that. So anyway, where is the train line? There we are. So we've done that. Now we need to create a line between the two freight stations and deploy the train on it. Oh no, sorry. Now we need to buy a freight train in Altdorf train depot that can transport stone. So let's do that. Now the depot, I think, is all the way over here, isn't it? Is this the Altdorf depot? Let me just get rid of this so I don't build any more track. This is the one. Right, now we need a wagon that can transport stone, like this guy here. Coal, iron, or stone, grain, and slag. And that's the only one that appears to be able to do that. So we'll buy this. How many should we have? Should we have 2? Let's go for 2 to start with. Top speed, 80 kilometers an hour. Okay. So we need a locomotive that has a top speed of 80 kilometers per hour. Neither of them are anywhere near that. So let's just go for the fastest one because I think that could help us. Having said that, running costs 20,000 a year compared to 36,600 a year, but it has a lot more power, considerable more power. Let's go for the bigger, faster one. New line. Add a station. Yep. Did that work? Add that station. And then come over here. I don't know why we would want to add this station, but I will. Don't think we need to do that. And then that station. Okay. Perfect. So I think I've done that correctly. So this train, set the line to 4. And I'm hoping to see a train come out of there any second now. And there we have our very first train, ladies and gentlemen.